Hey there, comic book fans. I'm back from the comic shop again this week with 7 new comics. All from my pull list. I didn't pick anything up off the shelf because 7 comics was enough, especially since 2 of them were double-sized, I think. But let's start off with my top of the printer museum covers of the week. We've got 8-Ball. What number is this? Hold on. I don't remember. 8-Ball number 15. The 15 is in the television screen. I like the lighting on these intense looking at you faces. Then we've got this Iron Man number 30. Which I looked at this one and I went, I think that might be Bill Everett inks. Because I remember Bill Everett was doing some work at this time and his inks were kind of really polished. And I was like, I wonder if this is one of those Marie Severin, Bill Everett covers. And I looked it up. And it was, actually, before I looked it up, I looked for their hidden signature. And if you look, let's see, where is it? It's over here. It's not quite that hidden. Whoops. Over here in the fence, there's a little, what does it say? It's an EV with a 7 in between the E and the V in that circle right there. Marie Severin penciled and Bill Everett inked a bunch of covers at this time and signed it like that. I've always wanted to collect them all, but I've never bothered to track down how many there are. But they make a good team, and this is a pretty cool Iron Man cover. So like I said, I've always wanted to track down all the Everett and Severin covers, but maybe someday I will. But got a little Dan Clowes 8-Ball and a little Severin and Everett for you in the top of the printer museum segment this week. And let's see, we got Comic Shop News 007. Philip Kennedy Johnson granted license to thrill in 007. Who is Philip Kennedy Johnson? I am not sure. I guess he's Philip Kennedy Johnson and Marco Finnegan. I have zero idea who Philip Kennedy Johnson is, but I guess he's a big enough writer that his name gets top billing. You know, what writers don't these days? But always fun to read these comic shop newses and see what's coming out. Occasionally I'll see something and put it on my pull list, but not always. Sometimes I just look through it and see what's happening in comics. Always cool stuff. All right, let's see what we got today. What did we get? What's the furthest place from here? Another big, thick issue, probably 40 pages. And a picture of a bus. I think last I knew, our gang from What's the Furthest Place from their home was just burnt down. I'll start from the beginning. This is a story of these kids who all live in a world where they've never seen a grown-up. And they're broken down into these weird little themed gangs. Sort of like the Warriors, you know, the baseball Furies and stuff like that, except and their little gang was like a record store hangout theme or something. Their place burned down, so they've been like wandering, looking for another place in a world where you're not supposed to wander from place to place. The artwork's nice, the story's fun. It's like 40. Each issue is pretty big. This, for $4, what was this? Tyler Boss and Matthew Rosenberg. I said, I really like the art and the storytelling are nice, and the fact that each issue has a lot of pages really makes them spread out. They even use some pages just for the titles, and sometimes they'll make it'll give them more room for sequences that other comics don't have the room for. So it's pretty good stuff. I enjoy What's the Furthest Place from Here. So let's see, what else do we got this week? We have A Righteous Thirst for Vengeance, number 9. Another one with good storytelling. Who's the artist again? Andre Lima Araujo and Rick Remender writing it. But it's just, the storytelling is just real. He's good at breaking down a moment. He's good at, showing things. I mean, the storytelling, the visual storytelling is just such. As you can see here, there's a lot of visual. Here the story is just this guy making shrimp and them eating. So he can break down even a moment of getting a shrimp lunch into a store. Look like fish tacos they're eating here. So he really breaks it down. Here's the dude and the kid having fun on the beach. Something terrible is going to happen. Don't you? They're not just getting lunch and having a little swim. Something terrible is going to happen. Lots of terrible things just happened, so now more terrible things are going to happen in this book. So we'll see. What else do we got? Monstrous, number 41. 41 issues of Monstrous. Good stuff. Fantasy. Look at that. Look at that dog woman there. Lots of fantasy creatures all politicking with each other and fighting each other and fighting over power and fighting over this woman here who's the monstrous of the title. Mariko the half-wolf. She hates you. Wars going on between humans, and there's another good shot of that. Like I said, nice fantasy art. Oh, he's got that back cover. That's like the monster symbol. But been enjoying this for 40 issues. I'm sure 41 will be good. Here's one of the big comics. What was this? $6. This is Image 30th anniversary anthology. Look, I forget that guy's name. I used to buy that comic. I can't remember it now. Let's see. It's in the beginning, right? Rumble. That was the name of that comic. So we get a Rumble story. We get part 3 of 12 of The Blizzard by Jeff Johns and Andre Moody and Rob Lee. So that one will be going on the whole thing. Gospel for a New Century, conclusion. Kaya, part 3 of 4, Wes Craig and Jason Wordle. Stupid Fresh Mess, Scotty Young and Nate Picos, part 3 of 12. I think that's just like a 2-pager. I think that's different. All sorts of different art style. It's an anthology, so it's all little short stories. And it's Billy Dogma by Dean Haspiel. He's got the back page, I think it is. So his is like 1-page Dean's every issue. Who else we have here? Shift, part 3 of 4. Genna, part 3. So some of them are just like short 4-part ones. Some ones are 12-part ones. I guess it all depends on how they wanted to lay it out for us. But it's fun stuff. I like anthologies. I like to read a little bit of this and a little bit of that. So first 2 issues that I enjoyed. I'm sure I'll enjoy this one. Then another double-sized comic is giant-size Public Defenders Vark Devil. What's weird about this? This is Cerebus in Hell. By the way, the last issue of Cerebus in Hell, besides the cover being a lot of fun, the insides was one of the not good issues of Cerebus in Hell. Cerebus in Hell is all these comic strips he does with his cut and paste figures of Cerebus, and it's up and down. Some strips are good, some are not good. Some I go, do you even have a sense of humor? This shouldn't there be something funny in this strip? Last issue was, shouldn't there be something funny in this strip? But I always enjoy the covers. I have no reason for a double-sized issue of Cerebus. I'm okay with just $4 regular size issues. I don't know, but he puts out a double issue every now and then. And this one is actually, there's another cover. This is, of course, a parody of the Daredevil, Vark Devil. And there's also a giant-sized Defenders parody cover, which I guess, giant-sized Public Defenders. And I just picked this one because I like Frank Miller better than... But he always tells you, he got the print run in it. And this is copy 588 of 792. You can see that up there. And I guess the other one is a separate print run because they had one copy of the other cover that the print run was 1,200. So this print run was actually 800 and that one's 1,200. So I was like, I wonder why people picked that other one instead. I would think the Daredevil cover would be more popular, but guess not. And I think this one was shorted on me a couple of weeks ago. Here's 8 Billion Genies, number 3, and number 2, pardon me. And I wasn't sure if I couldn't remember if I ordered this because if you remember 2 weeks back, my comic shop got in no indie comics. Diamond just didn't deliver them that week. And that following week, Monday, was the final order cutoff. So There were two comics, Grimm and 8 Billion Genies, that number 1 came out in the same week. And when final order cutoff comes, I can either order one issue or put the book on my pull list. If I'm not sure if I want to put it on my pull list, I order issue 2, and I'll say with issue 3 I'll decide. Well, being that they were a week late, all my comics, I had to order issue 3 of 8 Billion Genies before I even read issue 2. Same with Grimm. Except then I didn't get this at the end of I didn't get this last week. Like I said, it must have been shorter. It didn't come in with all my other ones. And I was like, ooh, did I even order issue 2? I don't remember now. Because I click a little link on the computer and then forget it. But the first issue was fun, so I'm glad I ordered issue 2. And I think it's an 8-issue series. So if I like issue 2 and 3, I'll probably just go with the rest of the 8. I mean, why not? And then my last comic for the week is Department of Truth issue 19 is here. This is just good stuff. It's all government. Department of Truth is a government department that tries to keep people from believing conspiracies or tries to get them to believe the right ones. Because if enough people believe something, it rewrites history, and that becomes truth. So, and it flashes back to the Soviet era too, when they had the Department of Lies. They named theirs ironically because we named ours the Department of Truth, and there's some rivalry there. And the leader of the Department of Truth is Lee Harvey Oswald. So it's a fun book. Some interesting art in it too. Changes styles here and there. Who's the artist? Martin Simmons is the artist. James Tinian is the writer. Good stuff. Been enjoying this one. Let me show you a little of my art. After getting a ton of Gatsby work done last week, I didn't get any Gatsby work done, but I did do one of my... I haven't done a painted lady in years. And usually I just kept them in black and white. I didn't color many of them, but I decided to, computer color it. So this is a printout of the color. So there is the color in black and white of a painted lady that I did this week. And I also marker colored a Dreams of Things, number 141. So this is actual physical use markers on a piece of paper cover. This one is computer color that I make a printout of. And you can see there's one from last week. I think I did so. Two kind of similar figures in this one at different heights. They're both kind of scrunched together looking at you. So sometimes the ones that are close together get similar. But there you go. Whoops. Some comic books, some artwork, and you guys have a good week out there.